everything from the individual grip on the tires in different weather conditions.
Yeah.
Everything from the view when you're setting up. You mentioned the paddock earlier. That's something that was, correct me if I'm wrong, that was first brought into the game last year as like an individual environment.
Yeah.
So you're continuing to expand on that to offer that. But sorry.
Yes, I mean, but back as you say for the paddock there. So people love the world of Formula One, not just the on-track excitement. You know, there's so much glamour, there's so much glitz that goes on away from the circuit. And last year we built the environments for the the agent to work in and for the R&D guy. And this year we've expanded that. I mean, something which we always found quite amusing was that if you did particularly badly and you were disciplined or sacked from your career, you know, she did it in public. So now we've built the agent a nice office. So she works from the office, and we've got the upstairs place in the hospitality is now a different location. That looks really cool. And we've also modelled the back of the garages, at the back of the garages where they have the lorries. The large vehicles where they work on the telemetry and things like that. We've now modelled that area as well, so that's where the player can then go and deal with R&D and then speak to his R&D guy.
So you were mentioning that obviously there's a huge amount of kind of a manager metagame within this. There's obviously the racing component, and then there's a managerial aspect of you have a team, you have a career, you have sponsorships that you have to maintain, and if you don't perform for those individual teams, then they can drop you as a driver.
Yeah, and you could end up looking for a drive with a lesser team, or you might look in and somebody might actually have quite liked how you're performing, and that's something that you can really pay more attention to in this year's game. You can actually follow your performance with the other teams as well, so you can see who thinks you're doing well, who's gelling with you, and so you might be looking for a drive for Ferrari, and you can see that they're not interested in you as you're doing at the moment. So yeah, their requirements might be slightly different.
So you've switched between a couple of different camera views here. This is obviously the kind of the head cam, the in-cockpit. I'm trying not to make you toggle between them as you're taking a corner. But yeah, can you walk me through the different camera views that you can do, and then we can talk about the different wheels that support. How can people experience this game in a broader spectrum?
So I think firstly one of the coolest things is the hardware compatibility this year. We're actually already showing at E3 on Xbox X. So I think that's pretty special that we're showing this early in the hardware life cycle for 4K HDR, 60 frames per second. We're obviously supporting PS4 Pro.
That's incredible. You're running at full 4K Ultra HD at 60 frames per second with this game. Pre-launch of the hardware. That's amazing.
Yeah, and it looks incredible. We've been able to turn up some of the options, make the mirrors more impressive, better shadows. It's generally just given the game a really nice visual uplift. We're also obviously continuing to support more hardware, so the wheel support's increasing. There's a lot of wheels coming out these days. I think it's an area which is really starting to expand. People are taking their racing games very seriously these days. So it's great for us and it's great for them. It's just growing the market for everybody. So that's really cool. So as you saw there, that was one of the little bite-sized challenges that we've set up, and these are the things you'll get invited to do throughout the career. But also you can go and challenge yourself and do them separately as well through the championships.
Now, what's your reward for doing these individual challenges?
So during the